You check their profile at midnight. Again, the screen glows. Nothing new. You scroll anyway, knowing it. Changes. Nothing. Pain. Pulls. You click. A habit. Silent. Small. Relentless. Each tap digs deeper into rejection. A loop you see, but don't break. Why do you search for answers in a void that never speaks? You think one more glance will explain. You think it will close the gap. It doesn't. Each look only widens the distance from yourself. You don't notice the cost. Not yet. Every check steals a piece of presence. Erodes control. You're not just watching them. You're losing ground. Slipping further into a cycle that feels like truth but isn't. The ache grows heavier. Not because they left, but because you keep reaching. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The words linger. A mind unchecked is a mind enslaved. Detachment isn't surrender. It's reclaiming what's yours. When you scroll through their silence, are you chasing them or running from yourself? Look closer. The reflex feels right. It's not. You're not finding answers. You're feeding loss. A choice you don't have to make. The screen stays dark. What happens when you don't touch it? Why do you explain to someone who's gone? What changes if they reply? Does their silence prove your pain? You draft the message. You delete it. You write again. Why? Is it for them or to quiet the ache? Each word you don't send feels like loss. Each one you do traps you deeper. What's left when you stop typing? You wait for their answer. What does it fix? Nothing. You know this. Yet the urge pulls. Why chase a voice that doesn't speak? You feel invisible. Is that their truth or yours? The phone stays still. No reply comes. What happens when you don't ask? Silence answers. Principle 1. Stop chasing closure. You draft a message. Again. Words you'll never send. Words you think will fix the silence. You type, delete, type. Each keystroke feels like a step toward control, but it's not. You're chasing closure, an explanation that never comes. You beg for a reason, a sentence, a sign. Why? You think it will end the pain. It won't. The urge to understand pulls you deeper into a loop you know too well. You've done this before, you'll do it again. Each unsent message is a weight. It doesn't lighten the loss, it adds to it. You don't see the cost yet. Every plea you craft, every scenario you replay, steals your presence. You're not just asking them, you're abandoning yourself bit by bit. The more you chase, the less you hold. Rejection grows heavier. Not because they left, but because you keep reaching for what's gone. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. Epictetus saw it. You cannot force their answer. You cannot make them explain. Chasing closure is chasing a shadow. It moves, but you never catch it. Detachment is the only door. You don't need their words to end this. Stop typing. Put the phone down. Walk away. Not from them, but toward yourself. The reflex to beg is strong. It feels right. It's not. Override it. Choose silence. Not as defeat, but as power. One choice at a time. You rebuild what they didn't break. You don't owe anything. The reflex to chase lingers, like a pulse you can't ignore. It's not about them anymore. It's about the system you've built, the one that keeps you tethered to pain. You don't need to run. You don't need to fix. The next step isn't forward. It's inward. Principle 2. The weight of overthinking. I shouldn't care, but I do. I replay the last words, the last look. Why did they leave? I run the scene again. It's midnight. My mind loops. What I said, what I didn't. Each thought feels like an answer, but it's not. Overthinking pulls me deeper into a maze with no exit. I know it's pointless. I still search for a truth that doesn't exist. Every loop costs, not time, but presence. You don't see it draining. Each what if builds a wall between you and the moment. You're not solving the past, you're losing the now. Numbness creeps in, not because they're gone, but because you keep digging into a wound that won't speak. The mind spins, and you let it. The Stoics knew the mind is a tool, not a master. You have power over your thoughts, the only thing you can control. Marcus Aurelius didn't chase ghosts. He stood still. Overthinking is a reflex, not a truth. Pause it. Breathe through the urge. One breath, then another. Let the thought pass. Don't follow. You don't need to solve the why. Step back. Observe the loop. Don't feed it. The mind wants to run. Hold it. Each pause builds awareness, a thread back to yourself. You're not weak for thinking. You're trapped for staying. Pain doesn't mean truth. The urge to unravel lingers, a whisper you can't mute. It's not about answers anymore. It's about the space you give it. The next choice isn't to solve, it's to see. Principle 3. The trap of hope. You wait for a message, a call, a sign. It feels like holding ground. You tell yourself it's not over. Not yet. Hope blindly pulls, a reflex that seems strong. You think waiting will change the silence? Bring them back. You check the phone? Again. Nothing. You wait more. The cycle locks, and you don't see the bars. Hoping isn't strength. It's a weight. Each moment you hold delays presence. You're not preparing for them. You're pausing yourself, letting loss grow roots. The longer you wait, the deeper it sinks. Not into them, but into you. Anxiety builds, not from their absence, but from your refusal to move. Seneca said, "You must not expect anything from others. It is safer to trust yourself." Hope blindly is a trap, a lie dressed as patience. You don't control their choice, you control yours. Detach. Stop waiting. Start seeing. One choice, to release, breaks the chain. You don't need their return to be whole. Step back. Let the phone sit, untouched. The urge to hope surges. Let it pass. Each moment you don't wait builds clarity. You're not giving up. You're choosing now. Let go isn't weakness. The pull of hope fades, like a signal losing strength. It's not about their choice anymore. It's about yours. The next step isn't waiting. It's moving. Principle 4. Checking as a chain. The phone lights up. Your finger hovers. Their profile is one tap away. You know what's there. Nothing new. You check anyway. The reflex feels small, harmless. It's not. Each glance is a link, a chain that binds you to rejection. You scroll through old posts, old stories, chasing a moment that's gone. Checking locks you to a past you can't change. Every tap pulls you deeper, not into them, but away from yourself. Presence fades, replaced by a hollow ache. You don't see the chain tightening. Each look adds weight. Loss grows, not because they left, but because you keep returning. The screen holds no answers, yet you search. The Stoics saw life as a locked door. What's behind it isn't yours to force. What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears. Seneca's words cut. Checking is a reflex, not a path. Detach. Turn the screen off, walk away. One choice, to not check, breaks the link. You don't need their updates to exist. Let the urge rise. Let it pass. Hold the phone, but don't open it. Each moment you resist builds stillness. You're not losing them. You're finding ground. Silence isn't surrender. The chain is heavy, but it's yours to drop. It's not about their life anymore. It's about yours. The next choice isn't to look, it's to see. 65% of people check an ex's profile daily. You're not alone. It's a loop. The screen pulls, you follow. Nothing changes. You know this. The chain holds until you break it. The reflex to check isn't unique. It's a pattern. It's not about their absence anymore. It's about your presence. The next step isn't to scroll. It's to pause. Principle 5. Reaction versus stillness. You see their name. A notification. A mention. Your pulse spikes. You want to text. To respond. To prove you're still here. Reacting feels like power. Like taking back what's yours. You type fast. Words spill out. Anger, hurt, need. They pour. You hit send, or you don't. Either way, the surge traps you. Reaction chains you to their silence. Every outburst costs. Not them. You. Each word you send, each impulse you follow, burns away control. You're not reclaiming ground. You're giving it up. Regret settles. Not because they didn't answer, but because you let pain drive. The cycle spins, and you spin with it. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Reacting mirrors their absence. It makes you less. Stillness is the counter. The choice to hold steady. Don't type. Observe. Let the urge rise. Let it fall. You don't need to answer their void. Step back. Breathe through the heat. Their silence isn't your stage. Don't perform. Each moment you pause builds inner weight. You're not weak for holding. You're strong for waiting. You don't have to react. The urge to respond fades like a flame starved of air. It's not about their words anymore. It's about your silence. The next choice isn't to speak. It's to stay. Principle say, suppressing pain. You clench your jaw. Swallow the ache. You tell yourself it's fine. You're fine. No one needs to know. You hide the pain. Bury it deep. Work, gym, smiles. You stack them like walls. Suppressing feels like strength, like control. It's not. Each pushdown cracks something inside. You don't feel it yet, but it's there. Hiding doesn't erase. It festers. Every moment you deny, isolation grows. You're not protecting yourself. You're cutting yourself off. The pain doesn't shrink. It spreads. Silent, unseen, heavy. You think you're winning. You're not. You're alone. Not because they left, but because you locked the door. The Stoics faced pain, not fled it. What need is there to run from what is true? Epictetus didn't hide. He saw. Suppressing is a reflex, not a shield. Sit with it. Breathe through the weight. Don't push it. One moment, then another. Let it be. Don't fight it. You don't need to bury the hurt. Face it. Eyes open. No walls, no masks. The urge to hide pulls. Let it pass. Each breath you take builds stillness. You're not weak for feeling. You're trapped for running. Stillness is enough. The ache doesn't vanish. It doesn't need to. It's not about erasing anymore. It's about seeing. The next choice isn't to hide. It's to stay. Principle 7. The need to explain. I shouldn't have to say it, but I do. I draft the words again. Why they're wrong. Why I'm enough. I want them to see, to understand. Explaining feels like justice, like setting the record straight. It's not. Each sentence I craft binds me tighter to their silence. I know they won't hear. I speak anyway. Every word costs. Not them, me. Each plea for clarity strips away inner weight. I'm not defending myself. I'm chasing their approval. Invisible wounds deepen. Not because they left, but because I keep offering pieces of myself to avoid. The urge to explain pulls, and I follow. The Stoics chose silence, not surrender. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Seneca's voice cuts. Explaining is a reflex, not a right. Say less. Step back. Hold the thought. Don't send. Don't speak. One choice. To disengage rebuilds what's yours. I don't need their understanding to stand. Let the urge rise. Let it fall. Keep the words unspoken. Each moment I stay silent builds cold peace. I'm not weak for stopping. I'm free for choosing. No explanation. The need to speak lingers, like a weight I can drop. It's not about their truth anymore. It's about mine. The next choice isn't to justify, it's to be. Principle 8. Clinging to memory. The photo sits in your gallery, untouched, but not deleted. You scroll past, pause, look. A moment frozen, their smile, your past. Clinging feels like keeping something, like holding what was. It's not. Each glance ties you to a bridge already burned. You know it's gone. You hold it anyway. Every memory kept is a weight. Not theirs, yours. Each look back empties presence. You're not saving the past. You're sinking into emptiness. The longer you hold, the heavier it gets. Loss grows, not because they left, but because you keep carrying what isn't there. Life is a river. What's gone flows on. What's past is not yours to keep. Seneca's words strike. Clinging is a reflex, not a treasure. Release. Delete the photo. Clear the chat. One choice, to you and Hook, cuts the tether. You don't need their shadow to exist. Let the urge pull. Let it pass. Press delete. Walk away. Each step you take builds stillness. You're not losing them. You're finding now. The void is where it clears. The past pulls. Like a current you don't have to follow. It's not about their memory anymore. It's about your ground. The next choice isn't to hold. It's to let go. She messaged weakly, begging for a reason. Each text, a plea for closure. Their silence grew louder, her pain heavier. She stopped one night, deleted the thread. No answers came, but presence returned. The urge to hold on fades, like a weight you can release. It's not about their response anymore. It's about your choice. The next step isn't to beg, it's to stand. Principle 9. The illusion of control. You plan the words, the perfect message. If you say it right, they'll see. You try again. Another call, another text. Pleasing feels like power, like you can shift their mind. It's not. Each attempt binds you to their choice, not yours. You think you're steering. You're not. You're chasing an illusion you can't hold. Every effort costs. Not them. You. Each try to win them back deepens shame. You're not shaping their heart. You're breaking your own. The more you push, the less you stand. Loss grows. Not because they're gone, but because you keep betting on what's not yours. Epictetus said, "Some things are in our control, and others not." Pleasing is a reflex, not a lever. You don't own their will. You own yours. Withdraw. Stop crafting. Stop sending. One choice, To hold the line keeps you whole. You don't need their approval to exist. Let the urge surge, let it fade. Say nothing, do nothing. Each moment you stay still builds detached strength. You're not weak for stopping, you're free for choosing. Detachment is a form of respect. The need to control lingers, like a grip you can release. It's not about their choice anymore, it's about yours. The next choice isn't to win, it's to be. Principle 10. Avoiding the pain. You turn up the music, scroll faster, work late. Anything to drown it out. The ache sits there, quiet, heavy. You run, not from them, but from pain. Avoiding feels like escape, like you're outpacing the hurt. It's not. Each distraction builds a wall, not around the pain, but around you. You think you're free, you're not. Running doesn't erase, it delays. Every hour you dodge, grief grows roots. You're not outsmarting the ache, you're feeding it. The more you flee, the less you see. Numbness spreads, not because they left, but because you refuse to face what stays. The weight waits, and you carry it anyway. The Stoics met pain head on. What need is there to avoid what you cannot escape? Epictetus didn't run, he stood. Avoiding is a reflex, not a solution. Observe. Sit with the ache. Breathe through it. One moment, then another. Let it speak. Don't silence it. You don't need to outrun the hurt. Face it, eyes steady. No noise, no rush. The urge to flee pulls. Let it pass. Each breath you take builds cold peace. You're not weak for feeling. You're trapped for hiding. Not doing is power too. The ache doesn't fade by running. It waits. It's not about escaping anymore. It's about seeing. The next choice isn't to drown, it's to surface. Principle 11. The voice of regret. I should have said more or less. I play the moment again. What if I'd stayed? What if I'd left sooner? Regret whispers, sharp, relentless. It feels like truth, like solving the past. It's not. Each what if pulls me into a loop I can't escape. I know it changes nothing. I replay anyway. Every thought costs. Not them, me. Each rerun steals awareness, clouds the now. I'm not fixing the past. I'm losing ground. Numbness grows, not because they're gone, but because I keep chasing what I can't change. The mind loops, and I let it. Seneca said, "The life we receive is not short, but we make it so." Regret is a reflex, not a map. You don't live in what if. You live here, be here. Step back, breathe through the thought. Don't chase the past, observe it. One breath, then another. I don't need to rewrite what's done. Let the urge rise. Let it fall. Stay still. Don't run. Each moment I pause builds presence. I'm not weak for wondering. I'm trapped for staying. Pain doesn't mean truth. The voice of regret lingers. Like a shadow I can step past. It's not about the past anymore. It's about now. The next choice isn't to fix, it's to see. Principle 12. The pull of rejection. You see their silence, and it cuts. You want to reach out to prove you're enough. Attachment feels like strength, like holding your place. It's not. Each move to validate ties you tighter to their absence. You seek their nod, their glance. You think it heals rejection? It doesn't. You're begging for a mirror they won't hold. Every reach costs, not them, you. Each attempt to be seen deepens invisible wounds. You're not reclaiming worth, you're giving it away. Loss grows, not because they left, but because you chase their gaze. The more you seek, the less you are. The Stoics knew your worth isn't theirs to give. You are enough as you are. Epictetus didn't plead, he stood. Attachment is a reflex, not a truth. Unhook. Step back, don't reach. Their silence isn't your measure. Don't let it be. You don't need their eyes to stand. Let the urge pull. Let it fade. Say nothing. Seek nothing. Each moment you hold steady builds centered strength. You're not small for stopping. You're whole for choosing. You can end without drama. The sting of rejection lingers, like a weight you can drop. It's not about their view anymore. It's about yours. The next choice isn't to prove, it's to be. The river pulls. You stand on the bank. It rushes past, carrying what's gone. You don't have to follow. The ground holds. Steady. Quiet. Stillness stays. The current of pain fades if you let it. It's not about their absence anymore. It's about your presence. The next choice isn't to chase, it's to stand. Principle 13. Denying the end. You tell yourself it's not over. Not yet. You see their name, and hope sparks. Maybe they'll call. Maybe they'll change. Denying feels like holding on, like keeping the door open. It's not. Each maybe binds you to a story that's done. You know it's finished. You pretend anyway. Every denial costs. Not them. You. Each moment you wait, anxiety builds. You're not preserving what was. You're delaying what is. Loss grows, not because they left, but because you refuse to see the truth. The more you deny, the less you live. Marcus Aurelius said, "Accept whatever comes to you, for what could be more suited to you." Denying is a reflex, not a shield. Let go. Step back. Face the end. Their absence isn't your choice. Your response is. One choice, to release, clears the fog. You don't need their return to move. Let the hope flicker. Let it die. Say nothing. Expect nothing. Each moment you accept builds clarity. You're not weak for seeing. You're trapped for hiding. You don't owe anything. The story's end lingers, like a page you can turn. It's not about their choice anymore. It's about yours. The next choice isn't to wait, it's to walk. Principle 14. The weight of shame. You wake up, and it's there. The thought, I wasn't enough. You blame yourself. Their silence feels like proof. Shame settles. Heavy, sharp. It feels like truth, like you failed. It's not. Each self-accusation binds you to a lie you don't see. You think you're seeing clearly. You're not. Every blame costs. Not them. You. Each I should've weakens discipline. You're not fixing the past. You're breaking the now. Invisible wounds grow. Not because they left, but because you carry their absence as your fault. The weight presses, and you let it. Life is a chain dropped, not a verdict. You are not your mistakes. Epictetus didn't judge himself. He stood. Shame is a reflex, not a sentence. Disengage. Step back. See the thought. Don't hold it. Let it pass. One choice. To observe lifts the load. You don't need to prove your worth. Let the blame rise. Let it fade. Breathe. Don't judge. Each moment you release builds silent power. You're not small for hurting. You're trapped for believing. Silence isn't surrender. The shadow of shame lingers, like a weight you can shed. It's not about their judgment anymore. It's about yours. The next choice isn't to atone. It's to be. Principle 15. Holding on. You keep the message thread unopened, but their words, a piece of what was. You don't read it, but you don't delete it. Holding on feels like loyalty, like keeping a spark alive. It's not. Each kept relic binds you to a past that's dust. You know it's over. You clutch it anyway. Every fragment costs. Not them. You. Each memento deepens loss. You're not preserving love. You're starving presence. The more you hold, the less you move. Emptiness grows. Not because they left, but because you anchor yourself to what's gone. Epictetus said, "What is not yours, let it go." Holding on is a reflex, not a bond. Detack. Clear the thread. Empty the folder. One choice. To release severs the tie. You don't keep what's lost. You keep what's now. You don't need their words to stand. Let the urge pull. Let it fade. Delete. Walk away. Each step you take builds cold peace. You're not weak for letting go. You're trapped for staying. Let go isn't weakness. The pull of the past lingers, like a thread you can cut. It's not about their presence anymore. It's about yours. The next choice isn't to keep, it's to free. You, I could text. Just one more time. Stoic. Why? What changes? You, I need them to know. I'm still here. Stoic, you're here. They're not. Let go. You. But it hurts. Stoic. Pain isn't proof. Daddy. The urge to hold on fades, like a voice you can mute. It's not about their answer anymore. It's about your silence. The next choice isn't to speak. It's to stay still. The dialogue stops, but the choice remains. You don't need their voice to find yours. Each moment you pause builds a new reflex. Not to chase, not to cling, but to be here. The pain doesn't vanish. It doesn't need to. It's a signal, not a chain. You've seen the loops, checking, explaining, holding on. Each one pulls, each one costs. You felt the weight. Regret, shame, rejection. They're not truths. They're traps. The Stoics didn't run. They stood. What you can control is enough. Marcus Aurelius carved it. You don't need their answers. You need your own. Step back, one breath at a time. Observe the urge. Don't follow it. The phone stays dark. Let it. The past stays gone. Let it go. Each choice to detach isn't loss. It's ground. You're not rebuilding them. You're choosing you. Stillness is enough. The weight lifts, not all at once, but it does. It's not about their absence anymore. It's about your silence. The next choice isn't to end. It's to begin. The phone lies still, no notifications. Just breath. Slow, steady. The room is quiet. No sound but your own. You didn't check, didn't text, didn't chase. That pause, it holds weight. Not their weight, yours. Stillness settles, not as an end, but as a start. You didn't react. Not this time. The urge came. You let it pass. That moment, it wasn't weakness. It was presence. A choice to stay. Not for them, for you. The silence isn't empty. It's ground. What happens when you don't reach? When the ache rises and you don't follow? Is silence enough to hold you? You don't need to answer. You need to see. Just see it. Stillness is where you begin again.